AITA for refusing to apologize for texting my dad and his affair partner's bosses about their affair? Okay, so this is going to be long, but I really need to know if I'm the problem here. I'm 20M, and I just saw my dad and his wife for the first time in a few years. His wife is the woman who helped break up my parents' marriage, just to give you some context. And this whole situation goes back to something I did when I was 12 years old. What happened 8 years ago? So I was 12. My parents were getting divorced, and I knew exactly why. My dad had cheated on my mom. Like, full-on affair with this woman he worked with. One weekend I was at my dad's house. He was already living with his affair partner at this point, which honestly just made everything worse. They left me alone in the living room with both of their phones just sitting there. And I don't know what came over me, but I opened up their work contacts and texted both of their bosses. I told them about the affair and said a lot of not-so-great things about both of them. Looking back, I know it was extreme. But I was 12, my family was falling apart, and I was angry. The immediate fallout. My dad's wife found out first. She absolutely lost it. Started screaming at me, asking what the hell I did, and called me a little shit. Honestly, I laughed in her face. I know that sounds bad, but I did. When my dad realized what happened, he was calmer but still asked me why I would do something like that. I told him actions have consequences, because that's literally what he always used to tell me growing up. This became a huge issue for over a year. They kept demanding I apologize, and I refused. I even started gloating that there was nobody I wouldn't tell about their affair. Eventually, they just stopped letting me come over because I wouldn't apologize and kept threatening to expose them to everyone. I saw my dad maybe a couple times after that, but it was easily 4 years since I'd seen him before a few weeks ago. The recent dinner. So my grandparents organized this family dinner and invited everyone, including my dad and his wife. First time seeing them in years. We're sitting there eating, and out of nowhere, my dad's wife brings up what I did 8 years ago. She says I ruined their reputations and they never recovered from it, so I owe them a huge apology. She said I could have cost them everything and asked what I expected them to do. I told her straight up, you don't want me to answer that because my opinion of you isn't very high. She kept pushing. But she wouldn't drop it. She tried to start a fight with me right there at the table. I just ignored her. My grandparents told her to quiet down, but she kept sulking and making everything about her and my dad. Like they were the victims here. After about an hour, she demanded an apology again. That's when my grandparents asked her and my dad to leave. They actually told me later they regretted inviting them at all. The plot twist. Here's where it gets interesting. Most of my aunts and uncles found the whole thing hilarious. They were not on dad and stepmom's side at all. Then one of my uncles pulled me aside and told me that my dad and his wife have cheated on each other at least 3 times since they got together. I'm not gonna lie, that made me so happy. The irony is just chef's kiss. And apparently they're super sensitive about it, which is why she shut up real quick when I hinted that I knew what kind of people they really are. The disagreement. After they left, one of my aunts told me I should have just apologized for the sake of keeping the peace at the dinner. She said what I did was too much and that I shouldn't have involved myself like that when I was just a kid. But here's my thing, I don't regret it. I'm not sorry. So why should I give them an apology I don't mean? My perspective. Look, I was 12 years old. My dad cheated on my mom, destroyed our family, and immediately moved in with the other woman. Then they left a hurt, angry kid alone with their phones and expected, what exactly? They wanted me to just accept what they did? To be okay with it? To play happy family with the woman who helped ruin everything? I reacted the only way my 12-year-old brain knew how. I made them face consequences for their actions, just like my dad always taught me. And now, 8 years later, they want me to apologize. They've never apologized to me. Not for the affair, not for the divorce, not for cutting me out of their lives when I wouldn't fall in line. Nothing. Plus, finding out they've been cheating on each other just confirms they haven't changed at all. They built their relationship on lies and betrayal, and that's exactly what their marriage is. So, Ada, I don't think I owe them an apology. My aunt says I should have apologized just to keep the peace. But I think that's BS. They caused all of this. They're the ones who cheated, who broke up a family, who prioritized their affair over everything else. And when a 12-year-old kid reacted badly to that, they cut him out instead of taking responsibility. So Reddit AITA for refusing to apologize for what I did when I was 12. Should I have just said sorry to avoid the drama at dinner? Or do they deserve to live with the consequences of their own actions? I genuinely want to know what you think. Because part of me wonders if my aunt is right and I should have just let it go. But the rest of me thinks they got exactly what they deserved. Edit to add, for those asking, yes, my mom is doing much better now. She's remarried to a great guy and seems genuinely happy. And no, I don't have any relationship with my dad at this point. After he cut me out for not apologizing, I pretty much accepted that he chose his affair partner over me. Update: wow, this blew up. Thanks for all the responses. Reading through the comments, I feel a lot better about my decision. Some of you asked if I'd ever consider having a relationship with my dad again. Honestly, not unless he takes real accountability for what he did, and based on that dinner, I don't see that happening anytime soon. To the people saying I went too far or that I should have been the bigger person, I hear you, but I was literally 12. A child. They were the adults who made adult decisions and expected a kid to just deal with it. I don't think the burden of being the bigger person should have ever been on me. Anyway, thanks again everyone. This really helped.